It's time for this week's Lucia Capital Group weekly video. I'm Rick Plum. Financial topics can be very hard for the average person to understand. Because of this, naturally, I get a lot of questions from people. One basic, but still very important question I hear is this: how do I know how much money I'll need to have for income in retirement? Well, if your retirement is still 30 years away, it's pretty hard to come up with a good figure. Just too much could happen between now and then. Just keep saving as much as you can and let that long time horizon work for you. But if you've got about 10 years or less, figuring an income estimate is a bit easier. So the first thing you should do is calculate roughly how much you'll want to spend each month or each year, including an estimate of any taxes you might have to pay. One good way to do this is to just look at your total current take-home pay, and assuming that amount is working for you now, use that as a starting point. Then figure out what you're spending it on. Naturally, some expenditures will go away once you've retired, but other new expenses will probably take their place. So they won't be exactly the same, but they could be close. The next thing we do is look at any sources of guaranteed income you'll have. Now I'm talking about Social Security, pensions, and any annuity payments you may have. These guaranteed income sources provide us with a good foundation of what we know will be coming in. The more guaranteed income you have, of course, the less your portfolio will need to provide for you. So make sure you know where those guarantees are coming from. From there, we look at what the gap is between what you're estimating you'll need to spend and how much those sources of guaranteed income will provide to you. Some people will have enough in Social Security and pensions to cover all their retirement spending needs. Others will need help from their portfolios. So if you're estimating $70,000 of yearly retirement expenses and $40,000 of guaranteed income, your gap is $30,000. And that's your gap number, how much your savings and investments will need to provide for you each year. Now finally, take that gap number and determine if your portfolio can adequately sustain that amount for at least 30 years. If you need 30 grand and you expect to have at least 600,000 or so saved up, that may be workable. If you have less than that, some adjustments may be needed. Depending on your age and longevity, a 4 to 5% withdrawal rate is a good guideline to start. Now remember, these steps are simplified, and I'm not taking into account investment returns and fees, future interest rates, or inflation. Those will factor in as well. But these steps are a starting point that may give you an idea of what you'll need from an income standpoint once you've retired. We do this every day at Lucia Capital Group. So if you need help in figuring all this out, just give us a call.